Recording has begun.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Today is day 107 since my brother's been kidnapped from my care by the authorities. Today's date is Thursday, the 23rd of November 2023, and the time is around about 9 o'clock in the evening. Another late one today. Yes, I agree, but I've just been very distressed today. I've been just really missing my brother. I mean, it's just a case of where nobody's willing to talk to me now. They've come down, they've kidnapped my brother for 107 days. We as a family have no idea where he is, what kind of condition he's been left in, what kind of situation he's now looked to surviving in. And yeah, it's just very disheartening to see the situation unfold like this. And knowing the fact that you are completely helpless to the situation. Yeah, knowing the fact that there's nothing I can do about it, they've just simply done what they've done, executed their power, and now I just must, patiently wait. While every day that goes by is a day that my brother is unnecessarily suffering as a direct, and this is not by just coincidence, or this is just not just like a part of the bureaucratic administrative process. No, no, this is by design. They're using the judicial system which is there to dispense, ideally there and justified its existence, to dispense justice and fairness. What is actually being used is being used it's been hijacked and sabotaged and being used as an instrument of torture. So the legal system itself, going through the court process, is itself a form of torture, inhumane torture, where they're asking you to respect them because they are now dispensing justice when they do not have the means to do so. Firstly, they're falling apart because they don't have the financial resources to do the job properly anyway. But when it's mixed with an element of malevolence and fraud and deception, it's far worse. So basically they are just weaponizing the court system, the judicial system, and using it as an instrument of torture. But I remind myself that the actions taken by the police on the 8th of November should have been nothing to do with the ongoing court proceedings, which are in the county court regarding the housing association's attempts to remove us from our home on falsified grounds that we're unlawfully trespassing. But so there's a disconnect between there should be a disconnect between the county court hearing, but between the housing association and me and my brother, and the police who just come down on a particular day, coincidentally 24 hours after I put in an appeal application looking to expose fraud and corruption in the court system. And above it all, though, the grand architect is the local authority, Bradford Council, who are obviously the great benefactors and beneficiaries of this fraud, where they continue to make acts of aggression against me and my family and household. And it's always the same, isn't it? It's all for profit and gain. Look at the money. Am I getting any money now? Before they were stating that, oh, you're doing fraud against your own family members, when all I was doing was not mismanaging the money but managing it well, to a point where I had enough money to sustain myself and my family in order to meet any forthcoming crisis. So me and my family, we prepared for dark times to come. So in the summertime, while the local authority were partying and dancing away and spending all the money, we, like good little squirrels, were preparing for the winter. And when the winter came, they just came over and took all our nuts. Effectively, this is just clearly bonkers. They tell us to follow rules and regulations, but when they become desperate, they just come and attack you and plunder and profiteer. And that's exactly what they've done today. Well, that's what they've done in my case. Me and my family are natural savers. We don't spend money willy-nilly. We come from a very austere background. Knowing the fact that we're coming from an austere background, we always save for bad times. In the good times, we live within our means. We don't borrow money. We don't fall into debt. We live conscientiously and within our means. The local authority are basically like impotent little children who, whenever they get the money, they don't have the patience or the discipline to save money or act in the best interest of the people that they serve. All they look to do is just give you lies and deceptions and look to go from one party to the next. They're really bad at mismanaging money, whereas I myself incentivized to manage the money well, because I'm a fund manager for the people that are entrusting me with their funds, namely my brother, my mother, my other disabled brothers and sisters. So so I can manage their affairs properly. The local authorities, seeing the fact that I'm very successful in what I do, have just simply come over with lies and deceptions, bought off the judges, bought off the police, bought off the court system, and simply to take all our money away from us. And now, having taken our money away from us, now they've even done a step further and tried to take the people in my care away. They've taken my mother effectively from my care for the last 334 days of her life, and then eventually killed her off. And then subsequently, now they've taken my brother for the last 107 days without telling me anything. I mean, this is just pure criminality, and it's being committed by the people that you're entrusted not to commit criminality. All right, the local authority, the police force, the health authorities, the judiciary, the court system. These are the people. The state should not be committing fraud. What is the pretext or an excuse or reasonable justification for the state to commit acts of tyranny and fraud and deception when you're the one that's printing the money? It's your money. You've created a system. It's your system, and you're asking everybody to abide by your system of the rules and laws that you've created. I'm a law-abiding citizen. My family are law-abiding citizens. We have no need for committing crimes. We've got a care deficit. The caring is a problem because we've got loads of people with disabilities. Both my brothers were schizophrenic. Both my parents were dementia sufferers. I've got another sister who suffers from schizophrenia. We have got a deficit, and that deficit is a care deficit. There's only one of me, but we never had a financial deficit. Obviously, we never had a financial deficit because quite clearly I had enough money to take care of everybody. We never had a moral deficit. We're not into any vices. We're not into drugs and alcohol and gambling and fornication. These are all things that are haram for us as Muslims. So we definitely live within our means. We don't go partying. We don't go on holiday. We just save our money for a rainy day. And all that money that we've saved, they just come over and taken it all and said, with all their friends and associates, told a couple of lies, not a couple of lies, just pure blatant lying and buying off the judges in order to bully and intimidate me and threaten me, and then eventually taking away my mother, taking away now my brother, and looking to intimidate me and put me into this scenario where I'm having to sit here and make have to now sell out my privacy in order to meet in order to ensure that I'm not getting killed off now, because these people, there's nothing beyond these people. They will kill you. A human life is worthless to them. My life, my family's life, is worth less to them than their own existential crisis that they've created. It's all just fraud and deception as usual. And what am I supposed to do here? I'm sitting here 107 days later, and it's very scary knowing the fact that you cannot rely on anybody, particularly the police, particularly the courts and the system that's designed there that's designed there for your safety and protection. The reality is that they're designed to exploit your labor and your life and your resources in order for them to profiteer in the end. Everybody's caught in this system, and they don't realize that it's by design. If you're miserable and penniless and running around working 10 jobs and still can't make ends meet, it's by design. It's designed that way to cause you alarm and to cause you distress and anxiety unnecessarily, so you can then turn to them, and they will then in their benevolence look to do you a favor, when ultimately it's all about control, isn't it? Fundamentally, that is what it's always been about, isn't it? To exploit your resources, particularly your time and labor, in order to have control and dominance over you, to exploit you. This is what it is. This is what it comes down to. It's simple, basic exploitation. And it's the same narrative that the colonialists have always had, to plunder and profiteer resources from the weak and the vulnerable in order to justify their own existence, in order to pay for themselves. This is what the heinous aspect of this is. So once again, I'm here having to, it's now 107 days later. I'm here to making videos just to know that I'm still alive, and my voice is going to be kept, because I don't trust these people at all. My brother's life's now in danger. Nobody wants to talk to me. Everybody's like, oh, put in a letter, we'll print it and file it away. We'll put it on file, but we're not going to do anything, because we've achieved what we wanted to achieve. We've taken away all your money. We've taken away all your family. We've taken away all your friends. We've socially isolated you, and hopefully you will do something to yourself, so we can then say, oh, he did it to himself. And if I don't do something to myself, they'll come over and do it to me, namely cause me do me in, and then say, oh no, he did it to himself, and that's the usual excuse that they use, isn't it? They do it, and then they'll do you harm, and they'll say, oh, it's your fault, you did it, we didn't do anything. You've just come down and kidnapped my brother without a legal framework in place. You've taken him and you're not giving me an answer now. And then you're saying it's all my fault. That's just pure racism, innit? Islamophobic, xenophobic racism, where they can come down and do as they please, and then they all work together. The police, the courts, the judges, the tribunal services, the local authority, the health authority, the healthcare professionals. They even get my own nefarious siblings involved and relatives involved. Oh no, we are all society and you're the bad guy. What have I done? What have I done? I don't do anything. I just stay at home now. I don't even bother going out because it's just dangerous for me. And what is out there? I don't have any money to spend. They've taken away all my money, or taken away all my resources. They've even taken away my brothers to psychologically torture me. And that's what it's all about, isn't it? It's all about power, control, and psychological torture. That's what they love to do. They love to psychologically torture you, and then you begin to deteriorate and destabilize. And then they say, "Oh, you did it yourself. It's nothing to do with us. We're professionals. On that aspect, they're professionals. They're a bunch of idiotic morons. I don't know where their arse from the elbow. They're overprivileged, grossly incompetent." But anyway, I think we should leave it there. It's the 23rd of November today, around about 9 something, and I'm still alive. I'm still, ducking and diving, staying alive. I'm not suicidal at all. I've been a bit sad and depressed because obviously it's 107 days later. I miss my brother. My brother no doubt misses me, and it's such psychological torture that they're inflicting upon us because they think that they're saying that they can because they're a local authority and they're all powerful. Oh, these people are idiots. All right, they should learn some humility. It's just pride cometh before the fall. All right, they're full of pride and arrogance that they know what they're doing, and the reality is that they deep down know that they're truly incompetent, and they're now endangering my brother's life. My brother's going to die under these unusual circumstances, just like my previous brother Nazim was murdered, how my mother was murdered, and how they killed my father off. So they continue to commit murder because they're all collude and conspire. And everybody out there says, no, the system works. At least we're getting fed, and we're going to work, and we've got a job, and we've got money coming in. You don't understand. It's all a lie and a deception. You people, you're all being fooled. But nobody wants to listen to me. They all they all think that they know better because they're working in a system and trying to achieve, something. What are they achieving? What? Going against the Joneses, trying to keep up with the Joneses. All right, trying to get a house, a car, some security, take the children to school. It's all pointless. It's all just pointless. I'm just a bit, down like this, but I think we should leave it there. Allah Hafiz. Not suicidal, not going to kill myself. Any harm comes to me is as a direct result of Barford Council's either directly or indirectly proxy agents looking to cause me harm and distress. Allah Hafiz.